Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be going over my 2023 Formula 1 predictions. Let's hit it. For the last place, unfortunately, I have Nick De Vries. I get it. All like Dutch people are going to be coming after me now. No, I understand. You know what? I'll give you why I said him last. I said him last, no, not because I'm a Yuki fan, but part of it. But Nick De Vries last because he isn't going to be accommodated early enough to that AlphaTauri car. Yeah, I understand he's a Formula 2 world champion and a Formula E world champion. I understand that. But, like, he's not going to do good enough. Like, he's not going to put in the sufficient performances that is needed to retain the level as a Formula 1 driver. Like, he's not going to put it in. But, like, I get you might have seen his performance at bloody Monza, but, like, no, it's not going to accustom him well enough to AlphaTauri. That's why Nick De Vries 20th. Hulkenberg 19th. Why? Because, like, obviously the Haas isn't going to be to his style, Ferrari engine, obviously, and he's been out of F1 for, like, too long, like 3 years. Nah, way too long. And Nico's not really going to, like, get on with Magnussen, which isn't going to help. And Magnussen's got all the experience in the world, that team. No, I'm not saying all the experience in the world of Formula 1 compared to Fernando Alonso, but, like, I am just trying to say Magnussen has all the experience at the team, and Hulkenberg's just this. Like, I've just returned to the sport. Help me out here. Like, yeah. All I've got to say is that, like, nah. I just don't approve that Hulkenberg's going to be anywhere higher than 19th this year. 18th, unfortunately, I have Kevin Magnussen. Haas are just going to go in a massive spiral towards, like 18th, at least. I mean, yeah, I do understand that they were pretty awful in pre-season tests. Like, you can see. They're not going to do well. I don't think they will. Like, obviously, with Hulkenberg behind the wheel and Magnussen behind the wheel, they expect, it's going to be a good lineup. No, I don't think it will. Magnussen did break his wrist, so, no, that was January. Yeah, that was January. Magnussen did break his wrist back in January, so I would fairly say he'd probably be, like, not like 15th anyway, but, like, when he's fully healed, I think he'll do quite well. Other than that, 18th. 17th, I really did have to think for this one, but Valtteri Bottas. Like, y'all are going to... please do not hate me in the comments. Valtteri Bottas 17th. Hear me out. I mean, Zhou Guanyu, whatever you want to call him. Zhou Guanyu, whatever. Like, the first Chinese driver. Zhou Guanyu basically, like, obviously caught up to Valtteri a bit more in the second half of last year. Gotten used to the team. And he got on with it. Zhou, he got on with it. He was up to pace with Valtteri. Like, but Valtteri was, I get he was fighting for points, but, like, he was in and about. But I do think Bottas 17th. I think Zhou's going to beat him this year. Zhou's going to pack himself in. It's a make or break year. And, yeah, Zhou will pack himself in. And that's why I think he'll beat Bottas. Bottas 17th. There won't be, but the Alfa Romeos won't be that consistent this year as they were, like, you know, previous years. Like, no, I'm not trying to say previous years as in, like, every single year they're consistent. I'm trying to say with, like, because obviously they're, like, like, they're in and out. They're in and out, really. And so last year was the Alfa Romeo mark. They'll be moving back to Sauber and then back to Audi. But to Audi, not back to Audi. You get what I mean. But to Audi. But. The question is, will they retain Bottas? I don't think they will. I'll get onto that in a couple of months. 16th, it will surprise you if I say this, but Logan Sargent. Obviously, he has proven himself over the preseason tests. I think he is quite good, like, as you can see. But it's his rookie season. He's in a slowish type of car. But, like, with Albon as his teammate, and you've got the new team principal, James Vowles. I was going to say someone else, but never mind. But James Vowles, the ex-strategist director at Mercedes. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good year for both Williams drivers. I think Sargent will pick up a couple of points here and there. He will pick up a double points finish with Albon at one of the tracks this year. I think it's going to be one of the USA ones, or like Monza or something stupid like that. Oh, what the fuck's that? Oh well, I'll nudge that. And like obviously with Sargent and Albon together, I think it's going to be a good year for Sargent. But under that condition, Sargent has all the USA support and all of this. He'll be pushing and pushing and pushing. They'll be pushing him quite hard, but I do think Sargent will not let the pressure mount to him, and they'll keep him for next year. 15th, Zhou Guanyu. Simply, as I've said with Valtteri Bottas, he will pack himself in. He will beat Valtteri Bottas more and more on a consistent basis. As it's a 23 race season, it's gonna go like that. It's gonna go one way. It's gonna go one way at Sauber. But to be honest, Zhou is a good driver, and I'm not gonna discredit him. He's good. I've seen him, not in person, but like on highlights. I've seen he can do it. He can drive. And just I think put a bit more faith in him. He's got it. It's in his sophomore year now. He can sort himself out. He can regulate it now. He's got Formula One. He's got the entire handing of Formula One. I like it. I like seeing all these young up and coming talents proving themselves, what Zhou's doing. And obviously I'm ready for this year. I have to be. I'm strapped in, and they'll keep Zhou for 2024, hopefully. And yeah, he'll probably force Valtteri Bottas into retirement. 14th, Alexander Albon. I have to say it. He will get a podium this year. I'm not saying, he'll get a podium because of, I met him. I did meet him in person. He's a nice guy. But I'm not saying it because of that. I'm saying it because Albon is a good driver who proves himself. He's a quick driver, but the car will finally be on the pace he's at. But last year, he was terrible. He was going, because Latifi's an NPC. Nicholas Latifi's an NPC. He was an NPC, but you get what I mean. He's just such a big NPC. Latifi was an NPC. Albon was just he got it. He got what he was trying to do. He had it. He got it because of obviously all his Formula One experience. He practically carried Williams on his shoulders. No. And because you got Logan Sargent now, he's going to push all that pressure away from him. I think having Sargent will push that pressure away from Albon and put some of it on Sargent. Sargent, obviously, with his own pressures, yeah. I think he can do it. I think this will be a good year for Alexander Albon and the Williams team. So, they'll keep them both. Might keep them both. I don't know. But I think they're both going to have a good year. That's all I'm going to say. In 13th, I have Yuki Tsunoda. It's going to be a make or break year for him. He will not fold. He will not fold. He will spend more of his time controlling his emotions, because I know I'm a supporter of Yuki, and I always will be, whatever he does. I mean, I think Yuki's going to put his heart and soul into 2023. This is the version of Yuki I think everyone's been waiting for, including myself, as a Yuki supporter. I've been on Yuki's side for so long, since Formula 2, since he was in Formula 2. I wanted him to make that step up to Formula 1. I backed him. But he's proven me sort of wrong. To be honest, Yuki is starting to get there. He was more on point with Gasly, but his results don't speak for it. I mean, Yuki needs to start performing. His results need to start speaking. From Azerbaijan last year, it just fell. Yuki was so good. He could have got a 6th at Azerbaijan though. He wouldn't have been 17th if he did get that 16th place. If he did get that 6th place, he would have been 15th. But I think Yuki's going to mature. He will mature big time. But AlphaTauri is so well run, according to the race.com. So well run that it could just go whoosh to the back marker. I mean, you're not Minardi. Don't act like Minardi. Oh yeah, because Minardi were useless. They were a useless team that just filled up the numbers. Toro Rosso wasn't like that. They forged drivers, Toro Rosso. You had the likes of Seb, Danny Rick, and Max Verstappen. Post-2016, they actually achieved their goal. To keep a driver in the Red Bull seat long term. Thrice. 3 times. With those 3 I've mentioned. 2 of them becoming world champions. And that one becoming a race winner, Daniel Ricciardo. I think Daniel Ricciardo was a black sheep. He's just a massive black sheep, Ricciardo. Huge. Danny Rick was the black sheep of Toro Rosso talents. I do think. Yuki's going to be one of the talents that go through. But the question, will he go to the main team? Or will he stay at AlphaTauri for 1 more year? I do not know. But I do think he'll get a podium this year. I think he'll get a podium at one of the more faster type of tracks. I think Monza. Yuki will get his first podium. Mark my words. Or even Imola. Imola, he will get it. Mark my words. In 12th, I think Oscar Piastri. Piastri will have a bit of a slower start to Formula 1 than most rookies would have. Obviously, it's already proven in pre-season testing. Oh my God. The McLarens are so slow. The reliability is shocking. But it won't stop Piastri from getting consistent points. Piastri will boil in the mixture with Lando, and Lando will get it. Lando obviously has the hang of things because he's been in Formula 1 for like 5 fucking years. And Lando can drive. But the McLaren isn't driving him. It's not going to drive Piastri either. So, I don't get the point. I don't understand it. McLaren hire these young talents and then they make a car that's undrivable and come into the back of the grid. It's going to get worse. As we thought things were getting better, we have, obviously, I'm going to put the car on the screen. From Bahrain. It's just slow. It just looks slow. Nah, it just looks slow. I mean, honestly, I do think Piastri will have an alright season as a rookie. He'll obviously get top rookie though, no surprise. But, obviously, I have to say that he won't be good this year. He will be good, Piastri, but he won't be on Norris's level. He won't be Norris level good. I mean, he will be better than Ricciardo in that McLaren, definitely. But I think Piastri is going to do well, I have to be honest. But, in all fairness, I do think Piastri's talented. But, I think, the pressure will be too much for him. He won't be consistent enough race-wise. He'll be good qualifying, but, the races will just go... They'll just blow him up. But, as I was saying... Will it blow Oscar Piastri up? Will Oscar Piastri's season blow up or break? 11th, I have Lance Stroll. Well, obviously he's missing the first race, as you've heard on Twitter. He's missing the first race. Felipe Drugovich will be covering in for him, but when Stroll comes back, we will see a massive improvement from Lance, like you've never seen it. I do believe that. I do strongly believe that, because the Aston Martin was up there, just fighting at some of the good spots. I'm gonna say they were fighting, not going, but they were quite top. They were up there. Or, both of them. Drugovich, as he was covering for Stroll after he snapped his wrist in half in a cycling accident. Lance, I'm not being a dick, but, mate, grow your performances up. So, obviously, if Lance wants to stay in Formula 1, his dad's probably going to force him to, he's got to perform now. Or Drugovich is getting it. But Felipe Drugovich I don't think he'll beat Alonso. Alonso's just good. Alonso's a good driver. I like Alonso. I'm not saying that because he's from Spain, but he's good. I do like Alonso though. But Lance will just get absolutely hammered by Stroll. Other than that, his first race back, I think it will be Australia. He'll miss the first 2 races, as I've looked up the duration of the broken wrists on the NHS, and it says 6 to 12 weeks, so he'll miss Jeddah. But as he comes back from Jeddah, I think he will get a podium at Monaco this year. He'll get 2 podiums, one at Monaco and one at Singapore. I do think that. I genuinely think that. He will be good this year. I think he will. He'll pack himself in and grow up. He's 25 nearly, and he's like performing like he's 42. Can't drive. Can't drive. Grow the fuck up, Lance. Grow up. Like, you had Sebastian Vettel, who you forced into retirement. Are you going to force Alonso, or is he just going to retire on his own? 10th, hey. To the top half of the table, we got Lando Norris. Yeah. I'd say that's about right. Like, it's not gonna go, I'm gonna carry this team. But, because Lando just carries everything. Lando carried the team last year. But then, he went off the cliff towards the end of last year. He was the only one outside of the big 6, out of all the Uncle Sams. I'm calling Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari. I'm calling them the Uncle Sams. But with McLaren, they were an Uncle Sam for quite a long time. They were your Uncle Sam for quite some time. But then, Honda exists. 2015 Honda. We're not talking about that, thanks. I am not talking about 2015 McLaren Honda, thanks. But it will cause trauma. But anyway, Lando will do quite well. He's obviously quite a talented young driver. He's not getting a podium, though. The reliability issue is not going to be fixed. I think it'll be too late. But don't like say, oh, he was so good this year. So good last year. Yeah, he was. He was best of the rest out of the drivers. Not the fucking teams, the drivers. Because Daniel Ricciardo likes to let people down. Daniel Ricciardo likes to let people down. But Lando lives up. Sort of. But he's overrated. Lando's overrated and so is Danny Rick. I don't like Lando. Used to. But I don't now. Because Lando's this overrated, annoying guy. It's because he gets worshipped for his looks. Jesus. It's just bad girl Formula 1 fans. I honestly don't care. But if I've got to say this for Lando Norris, fuck off with your looks and get on with it. Okay? In 9th, I have Esteban Ocon. I mean, him and Gasly are on such a similar level. You can't break them. You cannot break the two apart. But Gasly has one more podium. And Ocon has the same amount of wins as Gasly. They will be unbreakable. Like, you can't tell the difference between the two. I mean, they're both from, like, similar parts of France. And, yeah, the only 2 things you can tell the difference is from the stats. From the statistics. Ocon's been in F1 longer by, like, a year or so. Yeah, they've been in F1 for the same amount of time. Gasly's not been a reserve. He was at Super Formula before when Ocon was full-time. They've pretty much been in F1 for the same amount of time, yeah. Well, Ocon's on year 6 of his Formula 1 career as full-time driver. Gasly's on the same year as a full-time driver, as I'm going to say. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I've just worked that out right. For both of them. I've worked that out for Perez, though. No, not Perez, Ocon. Oh, yeah. They are. Yeah, they are in very similar terms. But I think Ocon will be he will be the less resourced driver in the team. But they will get similar resources, but they will have an argument. Really, quite a bad argument, which won't let him race, because Ocon's got a really bad track record with his teammates. It's a fluke. Why is he even in F1? A fluke of a driver. Ocon's a fluke, and he always will be. Always has been, should be, and fucking will be. 8th I have Gasly. Simply just because he can't really. Like, he will beat Ocon this year. He'll be more consistent than Ocon. Ocon will just be obviously trying to integrate his driving style into Gasly's. Probably will never work, because obviously everyone has a different racing style. Gasly has a different one to Ocon. Ocon has a different one to Gasly. Gasly's style will suit the car, and then yeah, it'll be all fine. Gasly's good, but you were a Red Bull affiliate driver for 9 years. You made the big team, but then out you go, because Helmut Marko doesn't like 6th place, does he? No. I mean, Gasly will get back on the rostrum this year at one track in particular. I think he will do better than what I'm gonna set out. He'll do worse, but realistically, 8th for Pierre Gasly, I think it just seems right. Seems just right. It just gives me. He just gives me an 8th place vibe. He just does. Same with the Alpine car. Like, it just gives me that, like, ugh, fucking energy. So annoying. I don't like it. But anyway, Gasly's Gasly, and Ocon's Ocon, and they're boring and they're annoying. But they're from similar parts of France, as I've said, and they're from similar programs, similar background. Not similar programs. Fucking tool. Similar. No. Like different programs. They had the same friends, but Ocon and Gasly, I think Gasly's going to be the better. Gasly is like evenly experienced with Ocon, as I've said, and I don't think it will end well for Ocon this year. I think it'll end better for Gasly. Question is though, will it? Right, best of the rest, 7th, I've got Alonso. Fernando Alonso, 100%. I think he will go out of Formula 1 with a bang to end his career permanently. He will end his career with a bang. He will win a race, yes. I think he will get his final ever victory at Catalonia. Or even so. Monza, somewhere where he's won before. Even Singapore. He could win there and surprise at the street circuits. Alonso's not a street circuit merchant, you idiot. You've got fucking Stroll, who is. The car will suit the street circuits this year. All I'm going to say, I'm going to put out there, it will suit the street circuits. And it was proven with Sebastian Vettel last year. Vettel fucked off. Thank God. I'm not saying thank God because I don't like Vettel. I absolutely loved him growing up. But, like, he's done what he needed to do and done what he should have done. I think Vettel's deserved his retirement more than anything. He's deserved it. He's deserved it after 2 years of working with Stroll. But everyone's been like, oh, he'll come back in 2026. No, he won't. But I think he might. You don't know with Seb. I think he will. But with Fernando will win at least one race this year. He will win at Singapore. He will be 2023 Singapore Grand Prix winner. I'm going to stand by it. Because, as you know, I think he is a good driver. He has proven himself, like, countless years. Like, at Ferrari, he did prove himself. Yeah, and all that. But then he got beaten by Sebastian Vettel. Mike Crack, as funny as it sounds, that's the team principal's name. As funny as it sounds. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why, but I'm just laughing. But he has been in touch with Seb. Seb and Alonso were the best rivalry of all time. I mean, I think seeing Seb in a Formula 1 car for one last time would be a dream come true. But, Seb. He wants to spend time with family, yeah, that's fine, but I don't know. I like Alonso, and Alonso will end his career this year with an amazing end. One of the best ends you'll ever see. It's like the breaking point story. Alonso will replicate that this year. Tell the truth, he will. he will replicate Breaking Point, the story, as the end of his Formula 1 career. How lovely that would be. Sixth, Sergio Perez. Like, he's not going to be as close to Verstappen as he was last year. He's going to get shipped out, and he's just not going. Is he going to stay 2024? No. He's not going to perform well enough to stay through 2024. That's where this year will be one of Perez's last in F1. He's had such an underrated career. I would say Perez has had an underrated career. I'm going to say it. He was a great driver. Got called up too early to McLaren. Didn't have time to prove himself. Did get walloped by Button, but Perez walloped Button at some tracks. It was just so forgettable. Most of his career was just forgettable. Like, who was he? And Perez was on the podium once or twice every year, waiting for that first win. Came. He's been in the lower midfield before and the higher midfield. He's been everywhere. Got a call to Red Bull in 2020 to replace Albon because Albon was shite. And he's done well. Done well, I should say. Helping Albon get the title. Got third last year, but I just don't think he's going to do well this year. But Perez, being Perez, he did win multiple races last season, both on street circuits. I don't think he will defend the Monaco Grand Prix. I think he'll win again at Azerbaijan. He will win. I like Perez, or even Jeddah. He'll win the second race of the season. Could do. I don't know with Perez, but he will win a race this year. It'll be very interesting to watch. He will be an interesting character to watch. Coming into the top 5, I have Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz de España. Obviamente me gustan a él. Es una batalla interesante para ver con Pérez. Y lo que digo. Yo digo digan lo que digan. I said what I said. Sorry about that little sentence in Spanish. I thought I might as well squeeze that in. Obviamente que soy bilingual. And I will say it will be a very, very interesting battle between Sainz and Perez. Perez being the more experienced one, could come out on top. He's learned from drivers like Kamui Kobayashi, taught him to be the tyre god. He is a tyre god. I like Perez, but I like Sainz. Sainz is a personality. Perez is a driver. I think Sainz will come out on top in that battle. The battle of the second drivers. The wingmen. There's 3 drivers in that battle. Sort of young and experienced. Perez is the balance. Sainz is the balance of young and experienced. I like that. That it could win him a championship. But I don't know. This will be his second year in competitive machinery. Oh boy. I think he will insult someone at their home ground. He will do it. I think he'll insult Lewis Hamilton at Sao Paulo. He'll insult him straight. Sainz is a great driver with a caliber and a talent. He's using it finally at Ferrari. He should have gone to Red Bull in 2019. No offense to Pierre Gasly, but I am a bit of a fan of him. But Sainz should have gotten that seat, 100%. If he got on that seat, he would have won the title by now, definitely, over Max. I just think he would. Sainz should have been at Red Bull, but he's at Ferrari now, settled, and I think he's going to stay there for a very, very long time. 4th, surprisingly, I have Russell. I mean, George will not be as consistent as Lewis, Hamilton. I think Hamilton will get the better of Russell. Hamilton will finally teach George how to drive properly. George will make so many stupid mistakes over the season. Oh, he pisses me off. George Russell pisses me off quite a lot. I don't like him. He's an NPC. Just an obstacle. He is a walking obstacle when fangirls simp on him. He is a walking NPC. I'm going to say with Latifi, I was going to say it with Latifi, I already said it with Latifi. Latifi, the only thing he fucking knew how to do was spin. George is, like, he beat the hell out of Hamilton. I'm not saying, he beat Hamilton. No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying it statistically. He won a race last year. Hamilton didn't. Hamilton didn't get a pole last year, but he got loads of podiums. Could have won at Coda. Verstappen. Max Verstappen is a prick. And no, I'm not just trying to say it to piss off the Dutch people, but I just do not like. I don't like Verstappen. Just don't. He needs to put his toys back in the pram and get a fucking life. George, do the same and learn. I mean, yeah, he was at a backmarker team, I understand. But he got it off the bat. He beat the fuck out of Bottas. Should have gotten the 2021 seat. He drives like someone who should have been in Mercedes like 2 years ago. But yeah, I do think George and Lewis will be the future of the team for at least this season. Yeah, I think they will keep this lineup. Probably not going into 2024, but if they do, yeah, Hamilton's going to be shit. George Russell, his true potential will come soon. 4th place is the perfect spot to start. 3rd and also going out with a bang, Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton 3rd, I think it's just right. It's just right for him. He will be in that championship battle, but very, 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 very temporarily. He will be in it for like some time. But then he'll just go out. He will go out awfully. He will win multiple races. I think he'll win like at least 2 or 3. And then just go out of the championship battle in like, Koa or something stupid like that. I think he could win Koa. I think he could win Kota at his final time there ever. And I think it'd be like a perfect ending. I think he'll win his final race. Oh, what a perfect ending that'd be to Lewis Hamilton's career. Perfect ending. He's done all that he's needed to do. All of it. And Hamilton going into 2023, he does have very, very little big expectations to win the championship, fight with Verstappen and Leclerc. He will try that. He will try. But like with the Red Bull and Ferrari's development being so fast paced, no, you will not get very far. No. Just no. He won't get very, very far, and they'll just be too quick for him. He's too old. He's getting old. I think he's just done. Hamilton will stop after 2023. As everyone just celebrate. Everyone, from the Netherlands will just celebrate. I won't. He's done what he's needed to do. As much as I dislike him personally, I'm not going to bring my personal opinion onto YouTube and then, YouTube just fucking ban me like they tried to cancel PK, but yeah, rightfully so. I don't want to be cancelled like PK, thanks. You look. I don't want to be cancelled, thanks, Nelson. Thank you. Thank you for the shite advice. For calling Hamilton, I'm not going to say on YouTube before Nelson PK comes and for Lewis Hamilton fans come and ram my house and kill me. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Thanks. Thanks again. Dickheads. But Lewis Hamilton being Lewis Hamilton is a good driver. I think he'll win at home for the final time. He will drive like someone who shouldn't have retired from Formula 1. Just same with Seb. Seb driven like he never, ever, 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 ever should have retired. Ever. Ever. I think Seb should have stayed for 1 more year. So I think they're going to same with Lewis. Oh, shut up. Same with Lewis. Lewis should retire. I think it's about time he does. But begs the question, will he? Or will it be Michael Schumacher 2.0, undecisive about his future? I do not know. Second, by far, from third, will be Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen obviously being very competitive and all this. I think he's going to let some mistakes and the things he can't control get in his way. He'll let it happen. He just will. I'm not saying it to be an absolute donkey hole. I'm just saying it personally. Max Verstappen will just let things slide out of his control. He'll just get too big-headed at the midpoint of the season after Spa, after he's won that. He'll just get so big-headed, so big, that he will end up getting beat by Ferrari. I mean, he will get pipped at the last race of the season. I mean, it's going to be a good title fight, but I think there will be a new champion in Formula 1. Trust me, mark my words. There will be a new champion. If Max makes the mistakes he makes, does Charles Leclerc 2.0, I mean, he might as well. He's overcame his dad. That's all I'm going to say. He's overcame his dad, he's beat his dad. He's done everything he needs to do. Max has done everything. He's won before his dad. Oh yeah, his dad never won. He got more podiums than his dad. He's led the championship. He's won the championship twice. Oh, sorry, my voice cracked. Won the championship twice. He'll win the Opener, and then off he goes. I think he will be very, very, very quite consistent with form, but I don't think he'll win this year. Just too many second places will end up destroying his chances of the title this year. But with Max, he has this huge contract till 2028. I think it's just stupid. Like, why give him this, like, 6.5 year long deal when he's probably going to fuck off at some point anyway? I mean, Max being Max, and obviously something stupid like that, something stupid I'm going to say, Max being Max, you might as well just give him, like, a 20-year contract deal. He will fuck off if he doesn't get his payment. But Max will throw his toys out the pram, start crying like a baby. He won't get his way because Perez is more experienced, obviously, than he is. He'll lie on the floor, crying like a bitch because he can't get his way. And he'll just do this the entire, pretty much most of the season. And then strategy errors he'll make. Yeah, he was fastest in the day 1 warning session, but, like, yeah, other things, he's just not consistent, man. He won't be consistent this year, Max. And the new champion I was talking about, Charles Leclerc. He will be the first Formula 2 graduate to ever. No, I'm saying, like, no, I'm not trying to say, no, I'm not saying Lewis Hamilton. Charles Leclerc. So, the 2017 edition of the GP2 will, I think, yeah, the 2017 founding of GP2, I think he will be the first ever champion from that series. It will be very, 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 very close. Finally, it will come down to the wire. I just think 6 points will separate them at the final race of the season. But with my opinions being my opinions, I'm very, very, very vocal about it. The Ferrari will showcase its true potential. Charles will pack in on the silly mistakes he used to make. He'll just pack in the pressure. He will get on with the job. You have Jules Bianchi's blood in you. He wants you to win that championship. He would have wanted you to win it. Fucking go for it then. I've got a Ferrari steering wheel right now. I want Ferrari to win. I've got a Ferrari cap on right now. I want them to win. I'm supporting Ferrari this year. I'm backing them to win the title. No, it's not because they're doing good. I think Ferrari will complete the rebuild that they need to complete. And they need to stay there. They need to stay at the top of the standings. As much as, yeah, I don't really like the team because they make stupid mistakes. They think they know it all because they've been there for, like, what? They get all the money by every single team because of their cooperation with Formula 1 for, like, 70 plus fucking years. There was rumours of him even selling the fucking team in 2020. You spastics. You don't go around saying you want to sell the team, but then pretty much now look at you. You're fighting, you're up there. You're fighting. Leclerc's going to come out on top. He's going to win it this year. Just for obvious reasons. Like, he'll be the first Monegasque champion ever. Yeah, that's just going to be it. Charles will win it at Abu Dhabi. He will do enough this year. He'll pack in the stupid, silly mistakes he made. And yeah, just it really. On to your constructors then. So obviously I'm gonna just gonna go by everything I've said. I think Haas are gonna finish last, and then it's gonna be Alfa Romeo, Alfa Tauri. Surprisingly enough, Williams being in 7th. I just think, and then McLaren just beaten by far. I mean, Alpine are just gonna take P5. They'll take it, and then Aston Martin I think Alpine will have a great ending. Alpine will be the best ending to anyone's career. Mercedes 3rd again. Yeah, get an all-black livery, but again 3rd. 2nd place, Red Bull. They will be dethroned by your kings, Scuderia Ferrari. They will be dethroned by Ferrari. And Ferrari will go on a rampage this year. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next video. Goodbye.